Marianne here. Well, I just filmed a cook with me. I'm not an expert cook with me videographer, so bear with it. I don't, but I did a recipe out of the Flavor Pop WW cookbook, and it's called Pecan-Crusted Buttermilk Chicken. I believe it's in the Weight Watchers app as well. And so I cooked it all this morning. All the dishes are washed. I have my lunch made, ready to have lunch and enjoy my favorite soap opera, General Hospital. So stay tuned and check it out. I did taste the little bit of the breading, and it does have a little nice kick to it. It was really good. And the Cajun seasoning I used doesn't have any salt in it, so I'm having a little trouble with my blood pressure and some swelling, well, water retention in my feet and stuff. So now I'm supposed to be on a low-fat diet. The recipe does call for you to cook it in a oven-safe skillet, nonstick skillet, but I don't have one, as I mentioned while I was cooking. The thing about that is you are cooking it in the tablespoon of oil, plus the oil you sprayed on the chicken, which I skipped that because I'm supposed to be low fat as well. So I have to cut down as much fat as possible. So it was pretty much a blessing in disguise that I didn't run out and buy a special skillet to make this recipe, because I used a broiler pan that I usually bake my chicken on, and so a lot of the grease drained down. So, and there was still some grease in the chicken when I put it away, so I got some of it out, and I can't imagine baking it on all that grease. I mean, it's just a tablespoon and then split 4 ways, but so, that's less than a teaspoon, but still that's a lot of oil, because, it's just a lot of oil. I have a good nonstick skillet, so it didn't stick to the pan or anything. But anyway, I'm gonna get to eating my lunch, and just enjoy. Thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't and you'd like to see more. I'm a little scattered these days on my videos, but as I get more organized, they'll come more often. I have a couple unboxings I'm going to do with cosmetics if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And so my channel's about 60 and beyond, not just Weight Watchers or losing weight or eye track bites or anything like that. It's not a weight loss channel. It's just a all around me channel. I'm 61, going to be 62 at the end of the year. So enjoy my cook with me. I'll stop babbling and you can see the rest of the video. Thank you. Okay, so I'm making one of the recipes in the Flavor Pop cookbooks. It's called the Pecan-Crusted Buttermilk Chicken. So I soaked it in the buttermilk for 20 minutes. Then I coated it with the breadcrumbs, Cajun seasoning, and crushed pecans. So I got to cook it for 2.5 minutes on each side, and then put it in a 350-degree oven for approximately 10 minutes. I'll use my meat thermometer just to make sure it's done, but anyway, I'll let you know how it tastes after tonight. Okay, I flipped them over for their next 2.5 minutes. I did it the shake and bake method, which probably doesn't work out as good as if you dredge it on the wax paper, because there's no egg in this recipe for things to stick. But I think it's good enough. I chopped the pecans really fine in my pull string chopper, and they came out pretty good, because there's not going to be big chunks of pecans, so that I could get more pecans blended in with the breadcrumbs. I used the panko plain breadcrumbs, and so far so good. Okay, the recipe calls for you to fry them in a oven-safe skillet, which I don't have, and I'm not going to go out and spend that much money. So I transferred it to a broiler pan to put it in the oven for the 10 minutes. So I've already fried them, and You know, without the egg, they're not going to coat totally evenly, and it's not like a Rachel Ray video where you have tons of pecans and flour and everything else so that you have like some really fried breaded chicken. And I was supposed to coat it with some spray, cooking spray, but I'm supposed to be on a low fat diet, you know, so I just used the tablespoon of canola oil to fry them in, and we're going to go with that. I have to go, you know, I don't want to go, it says 0 fat on a spray can, but you know, when you're spraying stuff, it's not 0, okay? And who can do it for like a third of a second or whatever it calls for on those? So I don't even use those spray. My non-stick pans are really good, so I just go with that. So anyway, I'm going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes, and hopefully they are going to be 165 degrees. And then I'll just warm it up for dinner tonight. It's hot, so I'm trying to get the cooking done in the morning. Okay, so it's done. It took more than 10 minutes in my oven to get it to 165, but I've checked them, and they've all made it to 165, and they don't look dried out or anything. They still look nice and tasty, so I'm excited to try this tonight. And I'm going to let it cool off and put them in my refrigerator. I got to start thinking about making lunch today. This looks good. So I'm glad that I did it. And it's so hot, you know, and so I'm going to have to turn the oven on. I'm going to have to turn the oven on again to heat it up, but that's okay. It won't take that long. And it'll be later in the day when it's cooling down a bit, so, but I won't be slaving over the stove. So anyway, thanks for watching.